play fantasy is the nurse fantasy, which I don't even know, like, if I was gonna do the nurse fantasy for my man, I would just make him wait in the living room for an hour and make him read Highlights magazine before rejecting his health insurance, okay? That's how that would go.
I got a new job with some real power. I'm working at a healthcare insurance corp, denying healthcare to everyone. Oh, I gotta go, I've got a call coming in. Controlled Healthcare Insurance Corp, Claims Department, Ernestine Tomlin speaking. Remember, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. So does being uninsured. And what is your gripe du jour? Nope, not covered. Nope, being blind is a pre-existing condition. You should have read the fine print. Claims Department, Ernestine. Nope, not covered. Why don't you hop on the bus, Gus, slip out the back, Jack, get a new plan, Stan. Oh, I'm hot tonight. Claims Department, Ernestine, it's your dime. You were shot in a subway? Next time, eat at Quiznos. Claims Department, Ernestine. Nope, your plan does not cover prescription drugs, and don't be a pill about it. You know you should try acupuncture. Of course we don't cover acupuncture. I was just needling you. Claims Department, Ernestine. Nope, not covered. You must think that HMO stands for Help Me Out. Remember, your health is our business, not our concern.
We don't need it. We're Americans. We're strong. Europeans need it because they're genetically inferior and they have no confidence. When I'm president, I say everyone gets health care. Except the insurance companies. Fuck them. We kill them off first, then we can really chase a loss. A lot of European countries look down on America because they have health care and we don't. But at least we have air conditioning. Air conditioning is illegal in Europe. At least in America, we can get a fatal disease and have the dignity of rotting in a perfectly cool-down apartment.
Trying to take our shitty health care away, man. I hate this, man. And we could have had a good healthcare plan in this country, right? 8 or 9 years ago, when this debate started, there was a discussion of a public option, right? Which was a government plan which would have competed against private insurance and lowered the cost for everybody, right? It's amazing. But what happens when you have a reasonable idea in this country? It goes through the system, it gets negotiated back and forth, and you end up with far less than you wanted, right? So we started with the public option, and it went through the system, and what do we have now? Like echinacea, prayer, and a hug. And the Republicans are trying to take the hug away. I mean, they like the prayer. And that's why I wish we started with my healthcare proposal, because my healthcare proposal wasn't about a redistribution of wealth. My healthcare proposal was about a redistribution of organs, right? From rich to poor, right? And you might be thinking, oh, you mean after rich people die, you take the organs from them. Yes, after rich people die, and after we kill them. Like a bunch of scalpel-wielding Robin Hoods in the night. You kill these rich people and take the organs from them. Because there's a lot of poor people who need those organs for transplants, and of course, for food. And as we all know, rich people's organs are a delicacy. We would force feed them organic grains, get them all plump and fat, the organs juicy and succulent like foie gras. And then we'd have them walk around their very large estates. They'd be free range. They'd be free range rich people. And very humanely we'd kill them, because they're human beings, damn it. Let us not forget their humanity, okay? We'd electrocute their anuses, and we'd rip out their entrails, and we'd pull out their organs, and we'd feast. We'd eat a little meal I call justice. Now some of you might be thinking, well, Hari Kondabolu, that proposal sounds so unreasonable. Yes, and if we had started with it, we'd have the public option by now. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
You hear people talk about the good old days all the time, right? Lately, if we just go back to the good old days. The good old days. Are you kidding me? These are the good old days. The good old days? We're just figuring out how to do stuff now. And we don't even have it figured out yet. You want to go to the good old days? They didn't know how to do anything back there. Nothing. You ever see the first bicycle ever made? I don't know how to make anything. But I know you don't take the smallest wheel you can find and put that in the back. And the biggest wheel on earth and put that up front. It's a bad bike. You couldn't even get in the seat by yourself. Your friends had to fling you up there by the ends of your handlebar mustache and hope you landed on the seat. And once you started pedaling, you couldn't stop. You pedaled till you died. And that was okay, because your life expectancy in the good old days, 28 years old. Please, a horrible time to live. Hospitals were a nightmare. All they did was cut your leg off. Didn't matter what you had. A broken arm, the flu, you walked in, you hopped back out. No medicine, no medicine, no Advil. Could you imagine a life without Advil? Oh! You ever go to the cabinet and realize you're out of Advil? Oh! I just lay on the ground and hope to die. What are you gonna take, that 12-year-old Benadryl from the back? They had no Tums, no Tums. You ate, got gassy, and exploded. These are the good old days.
My dermatologist said he needed to do a biopsy of a little mole on the tip of my nose, and I was like, wow, that sounds like it's gonna hurt. He said, don't worry, we're gonna numb it first with a painkiller. I said, how? He said, we're gonna puncture a sharp needle into the tip of your nose. So you're not canceling the pain. You're just rescheduling it. I don't know. I'm at the age where I wake up and the first thing I do is try to remember what doctor I'm going to that day. Ah, the dermatologist, because of that splotch on my back. I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but I have to put medicine on my back using a spatula. It's fun going into the drugstore when they ask, can we help you find anything? And I have to say, yes, a spatula, Lotrimin, and a hand mirror. Are you intrigued, my lady? I got my little Red Riding Hood Walgreens basket. If you could direct me to the proper aisles.
It's an interesting dynamic in the drugstore, right? Because there's the people that work on the drugstore floor that always seem like they want to quit or kill themselves. And then there's the pharmacist in the back in that glass cage and a white lab coat like they're the wizard. In commercials, the pharmacist is always the nicest guy on earth. Hey, how you doing? This prescription's on me. In reality, doesn't it always seem like you're inconveniencing the pharmacist? They're always like, what do you want? I was working on my time machine. I need these pills. Yeah, it's gonna be like 5 hours. Why don't you go and sit on that metal chair across from the condoms? You ever sit on that metal chair? It's humiliating. People always say, what kind of disease does he have? I got a lot of them. Just hanging out with the condoms. I don't understand what the wait's for. Why does it take 5 hours to put 6 pills in an orange cup? What are they trying to hit it from like 10 feet away? Tell them to come back. Now I know I'm a pharmacist, not a basketball player. I'm actually winded from doing that. He was out of shape.
This is always a problem. Going to your local pharmacy to get medication. I don't know why. You give your slip to the pharmacist, he always looks at it, he's like, oh. It's gonna be about another 25 minutes. if you want to walk around Walgreens. Another 25 minutes. And I'm like, it's right there. It's right on the shelf. But you never question the pharmacist. You're always like, oh, okay. I didn't take the walk. I stood my ground. I go, you got it, right? He's like, yeah, we got it. I go, why I gotta walk around? He's like, there's people ahead of you. I go, no, they're not. I'm staring right at you. Where are they? He's like, they're walking around Walgreens. What? Nobody could tell me why I'm taking this walk. For years, I swear to God, I thought people were making medication in the back room. I thought there was some guy filling up little camplets going, tell him walk around. I can't get the damn things on, they're too small. I need another 25 minutes, I got 30 camplets. So I took the walk. I came back, there's a person in front of me, and there's a line. I didn't see this the first time. There's a line on the floor with 2 footprints. And it says on the floor, for the privacy of the person in front of you, please stand behind the line. Now, the person is right here. I'm right here behind the line. You're telling me this much? I can't hear nothing? Right here. Right here, no idea what's happening. Right here, he's got gonorrhea. She's like, yeah.
Judging by all the commercials for pharmaceutical products, you guys are pretty sick as well. The powers that be love to put out this image of black men on street corners selling drugs. And it's a bullshit myth. These pharmaceutical companies are the biggest drug dealers on the planet. Yeah, and they're doing it legally. Legally. They have these meetings every year. They go, okay, we got this new drug. We need an illness to go with this drug. And that's how illnesses are made, people. You see those commercials that come on in the middle of the night? Trying to convince you you're ill when you're not. Do you find that your eyes close at night? Then you need oxymoxylixiloxyloxylixitrin. Side effects may include headaches, dizziness, nausea, diarrhea, menstruation in men, and death. Why would you buy a drug with death as one of the side effects? You're buying drugs with worse side effects than the illness you're trying to heal. I saw a commercial for an antidepressant, and one of the side effects was suicidal thoughts. You might as well save your money and have your suicidal thoughts for free. You're buying drugs. Worse side effects. It doesn't make any sense. You're like that, yeah. I am bleeding through my anus, yes. But I no longer have fungal toenails. Health insurance situation is ridiculous in America. I haven't got health insurance. And it's not that I can't afford it. I can afford health insurance, but insurance companies won't give me health insurance because I've got a pre-existing condition. So basically, they don't want to give me insurance in case I need insurance. Doesn't make any sense. I made the biggest mistake of my life a couple of years ago. I got sick in America with no health insurance. And they took me to the hospital and the doctor's speaking to me. And he's like, Gina, we're going to have to put you on a heart monitor. I'm like, heart monitor, doctor? I can't afford this shit. Can you hook me up to a Wii? Can we do that? Do you have an iPad with the heart monitor app?
I'm from the ghetto, man. I'm from the ghetto. And after I came out the coma, I was blind for a week. And where I come from, you don't want to be blind for a second. All kind of shit start coming up missing in my hospital room. One day my uncle was trying to walk out with my fucking heart monitor. I said, Michael, where you going with my heart machine? He said, oh, I was just holding it for you. Try to sell it to another hospital. Put my heart machine back, you fucking crackhead.
I've learned my lesson though, people. I've learned my lesson. I could walk out today, get run over by a truck, my leg severed at the knee. I'm gonna take that leg, I'm gonna hop it onto British Airways. Because it will be cheaper for me to fly home to England, first class, booking a seat for myself and a seat for the leg. I'd be like, Diet Coke for me, please. And a bucket of ice for the leg, please. A bucket of ice. Despite that, I do love it. I do love him. America, I love it.
At the end of 2020, I dislocated my ankle. Yeah, because the good Lord was like, my child, fuck you. I dislocated my ankle because I fell all the way down my stairs because I was too excited to leave my house. And I had to go to Glendale Memorial Hospital. If you are ever in the greater Los Angeles area, I say don't go, okay? No, I did not have a nice time, no. Honestly, it was very bad. A nurse tried to steal my underwear. We'll get into it, but first, my ambulance ride was $700 fucking with insurance. And nobody even offered me water. I was like, this is the worst Uber I have ever been in. My God, also the hospital propped my leg up with a pillow from my own living room. People kept walking by being like, Target? I was like, no, Anthropology, I'm thriving. At the hospital, I said, excuse me, can I have pain medication? Because I am not thriving. And the nurse said, oh, okay. And he gives me the IV and he gives me a little pump of something. I was like, yum, 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 yes, she's alive. And I was like, actually, no, I still passed away. What the fuck was that? And he said it was a placebo. It was a saline injection. And I said, sir, my ankle looks like a fucking U-turn. You better give me some fucking shit. And I don't know if you guys know this, but black and brown people are prescribed opioids at a lower rate than white people. So white people have a higher addiction rate to heroin. And I said to myself, maybe sometimes racism's good? Because black and brown people have kind of circumvented the opioid crisis. Anyway, back to that nurse who tried to steal my underwear.
The opioid crisis. Yeah, that's a message to white people. That's for white people. Opioid crisis. Because of racism, black people, we don't even get our hands on opioids. They don't even give them to us. White people get opioids like they Tic Tacs. It amazes me how many opioids you motherfuckers have. I'm at work, I'm sitting in the writer's room with a bunch of white people, right? And I'm like, damn, I got a headache. White people start pulling out all kind of pills and shit. Just fucking loose pills in Ziploc bags. Would you like an oxycodone? I got oxycodone. No, she should take a Percocet. She could take a Percocet. The other girl over there preparing a needle. Give me your arm. what the fuck? White people get the opioids. There was a study. It's racism. There was a study, and it showed that doctors, they actually prescribe opioids frequently to white people than they do to black. They don't give us opioids because they're sympathetic. They're like, oh, this white person, they're in such pain. I hate to see white people hurting. They can't handle this pain. Let me give you this. Let me give you these opioids. Get that pain away. They don't give us the opioids. They're like, you can take it. Walk it off. I had a double mastectomy. You know what they sent my black ass home with? Ibuprofen.
My last young day was last Christmas. Played basketball in somebody's backyard, got fouled, ran into a wall, damn near killed myself. And I thought I had saved myself because I saved my face with my arm. I saved my face with my arm. But when my arm hit the ground, that bitch sounded like Transformers. It said, my brain said, get the fuck up off the ground, nigga. My arm said, if you get us up off the ground, you gonna have to put us in your pocket, nigga, because we are done. I got right up off the ground and went right to the hospital. I was in the hospital looking at the doctor in the eye. I was holding my arm like a baby. I said, I don't know what you finna do. But every time I blink, it feels like somebody is tearing my arm out the socket. He said, don't worry, I'm gonna put you on some medication. I said, wait a minute, with all due respect, I've been smoking the best weed in the country, and medication is not gonna get it. He said, you do your job, let me do my job. He wrote me out 2 prescriptions, one for Tramadol and one for Percocet. I know if y'all done had them separately, but if you take them bitches together, it'll make you a superhero in this bitch. Walking around looking for small crimes, saying shit no nigga has ever said before. Shoot me right in the chest. Shoot me right in the chest. I ain't gonna feel it. I can't feel shit. But you have to be careful. Your doctors give you all that strong ass motherfucking medication. They don't tell you what the fuck it's gonna do when they all get together. You don't believe that? Tiger Woods. Tiger was in the police department looking like a baby giraffe and shit. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Strong ass medication.
You do not want a kidney stone. You may want to fall wiener first in a badger hole, but you do not want a kidney stone. How many people have had a kidney stone? Oh, quite a few. How many people have fallen wiener first in a badger hole? All right, here's how I know you don't want a kidney stone. About 6 months ago, I'm in the tire store getting new tires for my truck. I'm at the counter paying for them. Feel great. All of a sudden, it's like Chuck Norris kicked me in the back. I made a noise. I was like, ah! I didn't say it was a masculine noise. I said it was a noise. About 10 seconds later, it hit me again. I was like, well, Dwayne, the kid that is ringing me up at the cash register, looks at me and says, and I quote, hey, I ain't no doctor, which caught me off guard. I mean, it did. Well, I just assumed that he was, and he didn't like wearing his stethoscope while he was changing the tires. He goes, I ain't no doctor, but I think you got a kidney stone because my brother had one, and that's what he acted like. And it's not that I didn't trust Dwayne's diagnosis, but I got to thinking, you know, Jeff, you have a little money. Why not get a second opinion? So I have a buddy that's a urologist, and I called him. I said, dude, I think I might have a kidney stone. He said, well, come in, we'll take an x-ray. So they go in and take the x-ray, and he comes out, and he thinks he's a comedian. He's like, well, I got good news and bad news. He said, the good news is you don't have a kidney stone. Bad news is you have 5 of them, and one of them is huge. Well, he then proceeds to give me an anatomy lesson. He said the stones form in the kidneys. He said they don't hurt when they're there. He said, but from the kidneys, they pass through a tiny tube called the ureter down to the bladder. And he said a big stone can be 5 or 6 times wider than the ureter. And the word stone, they need to rename it. It's misleading, because when you hear stone, you think smooth river rock, gently tumbling. A kidney stone looks nothing like that. A kidney stone looks like a ninja Death Star. It's got spikes and claws and blades and hooks, so it's not sliding anywhere. It is cutting through nerves and muscles and blood vessels. And he said passing a big one was the equivalent of trying to get a porcupine to walk backwards through a garden hose. So you could see where there might be some discomfort. And when my doctor saw the big one, he immediately started writing me a prescription for Percocet. And I hardly ever take aspirin. I'm like, dude, you're wasting your time. I am not taking Percocet. Oh, you skinny mustache, bow-legged boy. When that thing started moving, I was eating Percocet like they were peanut M&Ms. I went from being Dr. Oz to Keith Richards in 3 seconds. And one night the pain was so bad, I'm telling you, I told my wife, I said, you got to take me to the hospital. The Percocet's not making a dent in this. So she drops me off there at the emergency room, and she goes to park the car, and I walk in, and I walk up to the desk, and the nurse said, so what's wrong with you? And I said, I have a kidney stone. And she kind of laughed. She goes, well, you're going to be waiting a long time tonight, hon. I said, no, ma'am, you don't understand. I said, I am in the worst pain of my life. She said, well, you just feel like you're going to die, but you're not. And I said, boy, you don't have a lot of sympathy, do you? She said, oh, you're looking for sympathy. Baby, that is in the dictionary between shit and syphilis. She said that. I looked it up later. She's right. I mean, it is. But she just hands me the clipboard to fill out. So I go in the waiting room. I sit down next to a guy that's got a knife in his head. He's got a knife sticking in his head. I'm like, oh my God, were you in a fight? He said, no, I have a kidney stone. I did this to myself trying to get to the back there.
I remember our first emergency. I had to rush my husband to the hospital because he had kidney stones. I know. And like I had heard a while back, somebody told me the most pain a man can ever feel is kidney stones, right? So like I'm trying to keep that thought in my mind as I'm looking at my husband who is like hunched over in pain, moaning, groaning, crying a little bit. Because I'll be honest, you guys, there were a couple times where I did think to myself like, you need to man up. Right, because my husband, he's over here like, oh, babe, it hurts. And I'm just like, babe, what's wrong? What's it feel like? Like a cramp? Is it like a period? Oh, you want me to take you to the hospital? You're funny. Just grab the heating pad. And the thing was, we were about to go to bed, right? And I wasn't feeling well, so I had just taken NyQuil. So I'm trying to rush my husband to the hospital, dozing at the wheel. By the time we get there, he's dying in pain. I'm intoxicated. The doctor's trying to communicate with us, like, whoa, what's going on here? Who drove you guys here? And I was just like, Your Honor. Can I say something? I drove us guys here. But I have an excuse. I'm on NyQuil. He's just a baby. So they admitted us both. It's pretty expensive.
When I came out the coma, I was behaving erratically. I was acting really erratically, and the doctors told my wife, Miss Morgan, that's the brain trauma. And my wife looked at the doctor and said, nah. Nah. That nigga always been crazy. I was hoping an accident was gonna fix his crazy brain. Like an old TV where you can't get the picture to work. Goddamn, come on. Archie Bunker's coming on. What a Wakeland Miller played. My brain was really messed up, man. It was really messed up, man. I remember coming out the coma. I had this Donna Summer song in my head. For some reason, I got this Donna Summer song in my head, man. But I couldn't remember the words. All day just singing this fucking Donna. On the radio. All day, just singing this shit. I couldn't remember. On the radio. I couldn't remember the words. It scared the shit out of me. I said to myself, if I can't remember the words of this, or simple shit, they ain't gonna never let me out this hospital. All day long. On the radio. And then it dawned on me. I never knew the fucking words of this song. I don't think Donna Summer knew the words of the song, and she wrote the song.
I was in the hospital for a minute, thought about a lot. Because I thought about a lot, I'm now able to ask you things that I know that you haven't thought about. Question number one is, do you have an ass wiper in your life? Think about it. An ass wiper. Somebody that will wipe your ass if shit hit the fan for the rest of your life if need be. You don't think you need it till you fucking need it. See, after my surgery, I went 8 days without going to the bathroom. I was constipated. They wouldn't let me leave the hospital until I went to the bathroom. I had to make sure your organs were working. Had somebody by my side every single day. On day 9, there was a 20-minute gap where I was by myself. During this 20-minute gap, it felt like somebody threw a stick of dynamite in my fucking stomach and that bitch exploded. Boom! Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I gotta go. I gotta go to the fucking bathroom. Can't move my legs, I can't move my arms. There's nobody there. I start pressing the help button. Help! 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 Somebody gotta help! Jose came running in the room. Jose was a 60-year-old Mexican nurse. What's up, my friend? Jose, I gotta go to the bathroom, man. Now, I gotta go, right now. Okay, man, I got you, man. I'll take care of you. I'll get you good, okay? Jose grabbed my legs, grabs my upper body, picks me up, sits me on the toilet that was right next to the bed. After he sits me on the toilet, Jose took 2 giant steps backwards, folded his arms, was looking me in the eye, rocking back and forth like this. Oh, no. What the fuck is happening, Jose? I gotta go, man. Why are you still here? I gotta go to the bathroom. Then it dawned on me, oh my God, Jose's gotta wipe my ass. Oh, this is rock bottom. This is it. This is rock fucking bottom. I'm here. It can't get worse than this. When I say that, Jose decides to say things to make me feel better. Don't worry, man, I'm gonna wipe you good, okay? I'm gonna wipe you good, okay, man? I got you, you in good hands with me. I'm gonna wipe you good, okay, man? At this point, I'm fucking in disbelief. I just can't believe what's happening. I can't hold it, I just go. I start going. Jose decides to cheer me on. Good, good, good. You gotta get it out, man. You gotta get it out, man. 8 days is a long time for anybody, man. I get done going, Jose grabs my right arm, rolls me over.
Jose starts wiping my ass. At this point, a single tear rolls down my fucking cheek. I'm crying. The reason why I'm crying is because my arms are numb and my legs are numb. For the life of me, I couldn't figure out why God would leave feeling in the space of my ass. Why not numb that up too? Why let me feel what the fuck is happening at the lowest point of my life? Why feel Jose wiping my ass? Crying uncontrollably at this point. Jose decides to say something else. It's okay, man. This is crazy, man. I know. Imagine how I feel, man. I can't believe I'm wiping Kevin Hart ass, man. This is crazy. This is my first famous ass, man.
So I was laying in the hospital bed and I said, excuse me, I have to pee. And he said, oh no, you can't walk. I said, there's a ton of motherfuckers in this hospital who can't walk. How do they pee? And he said, let's get Jenny. I was like, who the fuck is Jenny? Who is she, the pee whisperer? What's happening? So Jenny comes in, and this is truly what she sounded like. She said, oh no! You gotta go pee-pee! I said, yes, Jenny, I have to pee-pee. And then she explains this machine to me. She goes, okay, here is the canister, and then here is the hose, and it sucks it up, and you put this little part right on your hoo-ha. And I was like, hoo-ha? Hoo-ha? Use the medical term, pussy. What are we doing? Grow up. So I put it on my hoo-ha, and Jenny says, okay, go! So I start to pee, and it just puddles up right under me. I looked at Jenny and I said, I don't think it worked. And then Jenny said, oh no! We gotta clean you up! And then Jenny cleaned me up like I was a big fucking baby. She was like, we gotta get the right cheek clean and the left cheek clean. We gotta get in your crack. I love your back. Boop, boop. She didn't sing. She hummed, which I think is creepier. And when she was done, she said, we gotta take your panties. They're all wet. I said, Jenny, they're not wet. I pulled them down pretty far. And she said, I'm taking them. And I was like, no, please don't. She said, I am. And I was like, no. We played tug of war with my fucking underwear until I was like, Jenny, they're not fucking wet. And then Jenny said, so then... lying in this fucking hospital bed. I am there for so long. I am there for a full 8 hours. I clocked in and out. And I looked at the nurse again and I said, excuse me, I have to pee again. And he said, let's get Jenny. And I said, let's get Jenny. So Jenny comes back and she says, and I was like, yeah, you fucking Teletubby again. So we go through the same thing. I put the thing on my hoo-ha. The only difference is the other nurse didn't leave the room. And Jenny said, okay, go! And before I could go, the other nurse said, wait, Jenny, you didn't turn on the machine. Jenny has the most specific kink of all time. She went all the way to nursing school, got a job in a hospital, and was like, fingies crossed. I'll get to clean up a messy, fat, black, and filthy